Hello, I'm Bhatri Parmar, and today I'm presenting the topic Unraveling Hypertext, Analyzing Postmodern Elements in Literature. In postmodern era, especially the timeline started with the late 1950s, the end of 20th century, with the writers and philosophers like Barthes, Derrida, Baudrillard, and all this made a significant change in literature in theory as well. Now, with this, literature undergoes the significant transformation, and that was a kind of a hypertext. And with this, there is an emergence of non-linearity, interactive form, and storytelling. Especially hypertext is having a multifaceted layers and have an interconnective kind of feature that enables reader to engaging in this hypertext kind. It started from 1962 with the Mark Seporita's Composition Number 1, and later on by 1987, Michael Joyce's novel An Afternoon, which is given in the CD-ROM form. So you can, with that CD-ROM form, go through these multiple CD things and go through the whatever the narration is there. Question could be arise that how do the postmodern elements manifest in hypertext literature and what insight can gain through analyzing this manifestation. So we will try to look at some of the postmodern elements which is connected with the hypertext fictions. Postmodernism is a term coined by Jean-Francis Lyotard in 1980s, and then with this there is a basic assumption that they are questioning the modern philosophy, modern ideas. They also evaluate skepticism and relativism and a general suspicion of reason. So it talks about what is the relativity of readers of it, and they also advocate the skepticism among the readers. Now, this characterized to so many characteristics which is connected with the postmodernism, such as fragmentation, intertextuality, and metafiction, and questioning of the grand narrative. Now, this leads to the hypertext. According to M.H. Abraham, he defined hypertext in a glossary of literary terms that hypertext designates a non-sequential kind of text achieved by number of links and references to other texts. The result is to make experience of reading the hypertext non-linear, open, and variable. So he gave this this definition of hypertext, and with this he also elaborate these elements of this, like links, which is their references, and open and variable. The term was coined by Ted Nelson in 1960s, and specifically it is connected with the computer and with the hyperlinks. It incorporates not just only the links and text, but it also incorporates graphics, sounds, and visuals as well. So the mechanics and meaning of hypertext altogether is that it has a functional thing that it has a construction basically. Another is a semantic that it reflects that how human minds work, that we are not able to stick to one thing at one thought. Similarly, this hypertext fiction captures the postmodern elements of having not linearity. In the article, Hypertext, Hypermedia, and Multimedia Defined, Denial Tolhurst say that the term hypertext refers to computer-based texts that are read in non-linear fashion and that are organized on a multiple dimension. So the very first element of hypertext is the fragmentation. However, there could be a contradiction on that it is basically made by the coding. So there are, it is linear, but while readers are viewing this hypertext, it is in a non-linear form. So it not follows any proper structure, and it is connected with the hyperlinks. This reflects the postmodern theme of the fragmentation. If you look at this example, then this is a prose that by clicking through this, you get another text. By clicking that text, you got another text. Clicking anywhere, you are moving to, like if you are going through this search. By just a cursor, you got new text, new words. Now, this is something that is very interesting, and it is a kind of fragmented. So you are not able to make a meaning by just analyzing this paragraph, because we are not aware that what will come next, especially readers. We are talking about in that case. Another is non-linearity. Of course, as I talked earlier, that it is linear in the coding form, but while we are as a reader coming through any hypertext, then it is a non-linear. It is connected with, as the Alice Bell in article Schema Theory, Hypertext Fiction and Links, highlighted that it is a fragments of text known as alexias or nodes are connected by hyperlinks. So readers are navigated through this like in this poem. So readers are being captive and interesting by having this. So you are clicking here, the line is appearing. Now another line is appearing. By clicking this, the lines are appearing. So you are reading, and it is a kind of interesting thing that you are getting a new lines, and you are not able to see that what will come next. In that case, it not just only have a non-linearity, but we are not even aware that text will come from where. So if now this line has watching coast, so the lines are coming from the moving lines. So we are not even do the guesswork here that lines will come from where. So this is a kind of non-linear narrative. Another is multimodality. Hypertext fiction can incorporate various medias and elements like images, videos, sound effects, and even interactive elements. Some of it is in its infant stage, so there are multiple sites which is not accessible for every users. So that could be the limitation of it. But moreover, you can find some of these references of that, like this poem is like if you are touching here, then you find a different kind of images. You are touching there and the text are also changing. So by clicking there, even the text of the diary was there is changing, and the numbers which is there in the corner that are also changing with this. And even you can, by touching here, you are going through any of the drawing is there, you are getting some of the message, some of the color. So this makes something that readers are being captive to come again here. So this is like that. And even some of the icons are having a kind of an interesting multimodality. Another is collaborative creation, which is a postmodern element that now it is the decentralization of author. So the author is not decided. You can be author. So it is like providing a platform to every reader. It provides the reader the platform, and it also you can create the plot. So what will be the next? That is your a kind of a fan fiction, which is prevailing in postmodern time. That you can do whatever your hero want to do in the plot. So this is the collaborative creation, which is also the element of hypertext as well. So you are able to do the changes. You can make poetry. You can use your own metaphors, your own similes to create a poem. So there is a choice of reader, which is become centralized in this reader's choice and agency, of course. According to Robert L. Slay in the article, the novel will not hold still for long and frequently changes as readers screen and rescreen it. So, especially the Victor Garden novel is there. So, while you are reading, so at first you are reading the novel, then you have a different story. Whenever you started in another time, you have a different story. Protagonist is doing different. So every time protagonist is doing something different. Now this is a kind of postmodern element which is there. So it makes even the text complex that you are not able to comprehend the meaning. But with the same time, you have one story with a different viewpoint. So now that makes something text more interesting in that way. Another is, of course, intertextuality and metafiction. This work, The Patchwork Girl, which was inspired by the Frankenstein's, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and now this is a kind of a hypertext which has multiple pages of the text, and you can start from any page and you lead to another page. So you are creating the story by connecting all the pages of this girl. So this, according to the Sarkar, given the multiple choices in the narrative, the readers are godlike power to control the narrative that author is writing. Now, this is the element that everyone wants, that you are feeling that you are doing something. Now, the postmodern, very postmodern elements is this, that you know that you are doing something. Now, this is something that you gave the power to the readers, and that is the very postmodern elements in that case. It also incorporates these, especially this work, this hypertext, various literary and cultural references, and create the patchwork narrative. So you can go through the multiple cultures, multiple literary narratives through one text. So the hypertext has this kind of profit in that case. So the conclusion would be the development of hypertext and literature in the world is still in its ascent, and its broad perspective will be very attractive and unpredictable. We cannot predict it. So what will be the next? However, with the interactivity, three-dimensional network, multimedia, database narrative, readers can have a glimpse of information, which was earlier not having whenever there was traditional narrative. Something was remained hidden that was not intended, like what is the next? It would all together was in the hand of the author. Why the hypertext that directly gives to the readers to it that case. So as technology continues to evolve, hypertext literature invites us to rethink the boundaries of storytelling and explore the new frontier of literary expression. With readers' contribution in hypertext, it creates another kind of storytelling, another kind of literary expression, which could be like a patchwork that everyone has their different viewpoints, and now all together they are making one patchwork and one dot. So it could be a kind of a challenging as well in that case, and it could be the interesting as well in that case. These are my references, and thank you. If you have any question, feel free to ask.
So that my question is, what potential future direction do you see for hypertextual literature in the age of digital culture and interactive storytelling?
As I have earlier said, that it is in its infant stage. Still, it is developing, and in that case, there are so many sites of the hypertext or even the electronic literature which is not accessible for everyone. So, with the development of its future direction could be like there should be the accessibility for everyone, so that the readers are attracted towards the electronic literature. So it is not in the mainstream era right now because of this inaccessibility or some of the technological issue. But if we could make the sites available and accessible for everyone, then it would be easier for readers to navigate through these hypertext fiction and especially electronic literature, and that can make create more audience for it. So if there is a more audience, then there is more exploration of this kind of an interactivity and storytelling, and more of the kind of mingling of the culture as well. So the accessibility would be, if there was good accessibility for readers, then it would be easier for readers to navigate through these electronic literature.
I think my question is, what are some potential limitations or criticism of hypertext literature from a postmodern perspective?
Okay, so the very first limitation is, as I have said, that it is a non-linear kind of a thing. So the readers are thinking that the text is ended here, but that doesn't mean that text is ended here. You are deciding your end, but text could be remained. So by clicking that links, you can navigate to through the other links. So there is a kind of, we are not aware that how much text would be there. So while exploring this, there is a limitation of a person, individual in that case. If you are thinking that my limitation is here, then it is your end, but it is not actual end. So there is a limitation that we are not aware about what is the whatever the whole text is there. Another thing is a kind of course, accessibility, as I have said earlier, and another thing is a kind of, it challenges the traditional narrative. However, by navigating, there are some kind of pattern that you can go through. If you are clicking this link, you are navigate to this link. So there are only limited patterns to follow this. So above that, you cannot go further. So you are shaping the narratives within that links also. So you are navigating to second or third links now that shaping your interpretation. So that also based on that. Another thing could be the individual knowledge. Like you can interpret only based on your understanding of this poem or of any hypertext literature, especially. So if you don't want to do the write of paper or you want to elaborate this, then you have to. It varies from people. Like you are, it is your interpretation would be different, and other people's interpretation would be different. So you cannot found out similar kind of things in one particular works also. So that is also a kind of a limitation in that case. Okay, thank you so much.